Back up, Bolt. Good boy. Good. Hey, I'm Lara and this here is Bolt. Today I'm going to show you, as I promised, how to teach your horse to hug without using a bribe. So what I mean by that is every time I see someone do it, not every time, but lots of times that I see someone teaching their horse or getting their horse to do a hug, they're not actually teaching, or they haven't trained their horse to do it. All they're doing is they're using a bribe. Like they will get some carrot or food or anything there, and they will hold it here so that the horse has to bend around to give them a hug. It makes it look like they're giving them a hug, but really the horse is just trying to get the carrot. So really that's not training, is it? That's just using a lure to get your horse to do something. So what you really want, ideally, is to be able to train your horse to understand what it is that you're after. So first of all, as I start with all of my videos, is before you train anything, you need to make sure you have a really clear communication system so that you can let your horse know when he's done something right, positive. You need to make sure that you can reinforce positive behavior and that he knows exactly which part is the positive. So Bolt here knows my system really, really well. If I was to say good, Bolt knows that that means he's done something good. So that is my bridge. It's the marker. It's like using a whistle or a clicker. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I do have a video on all about using a bridge. So my bridge is the word good. So anytime Bolt does something right, I'm just going to say that word. Sometimes if I'm having a conversation with someone and that word slips out, my horses all look at me like, what did I do? Where's my biscuit? Having said that, they don't always get a biscuit. Sometimes I can say that word and it doesn't mean that they will always get the food reward. So that's the first thing. Make sure you've done the work. Make sure your horse understands you, because it will make your life so easy, because a horse will understand exactly what you want. Now, the second thing you need to make sure you can do is you need to train your horse how to use a target. Something like this, good. Everybody knows, or most horse people who are training tricks and things, they know what this is. This is a stick target. This is the part where you want your horse to touch, and this is the extension of your arm so that you can, good, back up, Bolt, back up, good. So that is a stick target. Now you need to be able to spend the time, like everything. There are no shortcuts in this. Well, there are, but it doesn't work out very well in the end. So what you really need to do is spend all the time you can teaching your horse your communication system. Number one, that makes your life really easy. You've got a really good foundation to then build on. It means everything you do after that is really, really easy. So then what you need to do is spend the time, do the work, train your horse how to use a target. Now that target that I just threw away, being the stick target, is the one I see most people use. There's so many things that can be a target though. You can have good. I'll do that without my hand on him just in case someone thinks that I'm giving him another cue. Good. It's a foot target. It's because I presented it to Bolt, is he knows, good, I hope you can see that in the video. He knows that because I presented it to him that it's a target. He's not going to walk around trying to touch my feet all the time when they're on the ground. It's only when I, good, present them to him that he realises that that's a target. So you also notice every time I've done that and I've said that G-O-O-D word, Bolt's like, I got it. He knows when I say that word that he's got it right. So to teach the hug, you need to train a hand target. Now this one can be a little difficult for some people because you need to be extremely observant and patient. When you teach a hand target, good, took him a while, you need to make sure that your horse is going to your hand as a target and not going to your hand because he thinks there's food in it. Big difference. And you know if your horse has got the whole story if he's not going to open his mouth. Good. Bolt knows a hand target, obviously, so here's one I prepared earlier. But what you need to make sure you're going to do correctly is that if I present my left hand, good, because I want my hug to come this way, good, that's all well and good, but you can't just use your left hand. What you need to make sure before you start training any behaviour, the hug included, is you need to make sure you're posing. You need to make sure that you can use any hand target. Good, that's my right hand. Get a reward. And I'm actually feeding the reward from the same hand that was the target. Why does Bolt know the difference? It's the way I present it, and because I didn't say the word G-O-O-D before this. Good. Then I've said good, so now he's thinking, well, now I might get a reward. And in this case, yes, he's getting one every time for the purpose of my video, just to show you. I wouldn't normally feed Bolt a reward every single time. But what you need to make sure you've got clear to your horse is that present a hand flat, make it very different to your reward looking hand. So make it open, make it flat. Good. And then feed him a reward, but you need to make sure you're going to mix it up. So if you use your right hand, good. Feed with the right hand. Use the right hand, good. Feed with the left hand. Make sure you can see that every time you're presenting a target, your horse is going, that's a target, that's a biscuit. That's a target, that's a biscuit. You need to make sure you've got to that point. So now what I'm going to show you is how to teach your horse to do a hug. Bolt has never, ever, ever, for some unknown reason, I have no idea, including the horse that I said in my coming soon short, that was 0, I have never, ever trained any of my horses to do the hug. I don't know why, it's just something, I have no idea why, just something I haven't done. So Bolt has never done it. Other than, about 5 minutes ago, I tried to do this video and my phone rang because I forgot to put it on pilot mode, what do you call it? Airplane mode. Not pilot mode, and so the video got stopped. So Bolt's done this once because we just did it. But here's my point, you watch this. Bolt doesn't know what a hug is, but Bolt knows what a target is and he knows my communication system. Good. Good. Bolt. Bolt. It's about, good. It's about effort. So Bolt's not one for effort most of the time. He tends to be rather lazy, don't you? But you see what happened is I just got Bolt to do a hug and he's never done it before. But why did it get done? Why was it so easy? Because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I knew that I could come out here and make this video having never done it with any of my, I could have used any of my horses and got that same thing done. Because every one of my horses, I've spent the time to get my communication system clear, and nearly every one of them, let me think, all bar one who's new, they all know what a target is. Not all of them know what a hand target is, but all of them know what a stick target is. So make sure, good, that every time you present these things, your horse knows what you're talking about. Because once you have a target, let me show you. Let's use the stick target for now. Good. Good. When you have a target and it's very, very clear to your horse what a target is, you can do lots and lots of things. All you need is effort. Good. Come on, Bolt. Good. Now make sure when you're training a target that you always let your horse touch their target, otherwise it no longer becomes a target. So if you're at a point where you're taking your target to get your horse to go somewhere and you end up going, I'm just going to do it to Bolt, poor Bolt, you end up taking it away because you got the maneuver you wanted, that's not very good training. What you need to do is at the end of it, good, always let him touch his target, meet his goal, because that was his goal. You start taking that goal away from him and he will no longer follow your target. So make sure what you're doing, you're thinking about what you're doing. You will get longevity in all of your behaviours, and basically your training system gets so easy. Communicate clearly and using targets so that you know every time it's happening, good, that your horse is going to do it. We're not on a very good angle for this, are we, Bolt? Bolt. Good. And actually the other reason I was doing that the way I was doing it, come over here, Bolt. Bolt, Come here. Bolt. Good. I just want to move him around a little bit. The reason I was keeping my arm in was so that you could all see that I wasn't instructing him in some way from this side. So I'm not using this hand. The whole thing is happening. Bolt, wake up. Bolt, here. Good. So I'm just going to point out something there. Bolt, because he was not concentrating, this might happen to you, but not for the same reason, not for your horse not concentrating, but if, good, you've got your targets happening, and like I said, Bolt's never done this before. Every time I do this, I'm not going to make him come all the way over here. Good. Everything you do, if you do in small stages and small steps of the behaviour, you're very more likely, highly more likely to get the full behaviour when you ask for it. So you do it in small stages. Good. Good. Bolt. Motivation, please. There's so many flies on us right now. Come here. Good. That's it. So that's how you train a tug. That is how you train your horse to do a hug. And it means that you're not using food as a lure. But what you did learn out of all of that is the importance of communication and the importance of targets. Teach them both of those things and there's not much you can't do. So I hope that helped, and we will see you on the next one.